Good evening, everyone. Today we'll be doing a question from the Math Paper 1 of the November 2023 DBE Finals. So the question is, the diagram below represents a printed poster. Rectangle ABCD is the part on which the text is printed. The shaded area ABCD is 432 centimeters squared, and AD equals X centimeters. ABCD is 4 centimeters from the left and right edges of the page and 3 centimeters from the top and bottom of the page. Show that the total area of the page is given by AX equals 3,456 over X plus 6X plus 480. Okay, so what we need to do is calculate the X and the Y components of the larger rectangle and multiply them together. So what we have is AD, which is X, and the area of the shaded area, 432 centimeters squared. So with that information, we can calculate the Y component of the shaded area in terms of X. Okay, so we write XY equals 432 centimeters squared. Okay, now we get Y by itself by dividing both sides by X. So Y equals 432 centimeters squared divided by X. And that is our Y component, DC, or you can say AB. Now we write the horizontal and the vertical components of the larger rectangle in terms of the measurements of A, B, C, D. Okay? So we say this would be X plus 8 because AD is X, and then we've got an extra 4 centimeters on the left and an extra 4 centimeters on the right. And the Y component would be 432 centimeters to the power of 2 divided by X plus 6, because we have the Y component and an extra 3 centimeters above and below the rectangle. Okay, so now that we have the horizontal and vertical components of this large rectangle, we can just multiply them together. So the area would equal X plus 8 multiplied by 432 centimeters to the power of 2 divided by X plus 6. And that would give us the answer 3,456 divided by X plus 6X plus 480 after you multiply these out and you simplify them, and that will give you the answer. Okay, so now moving on to the next question. It says determine the value of X such that the total area of the page is a minimum. Now, if we were to plot this formula on a graph, we would get this. It would look something like this. However, we will ignore the part where X is negative, because in the question, we know that X is a distance, and distance is always positive. So we would just be looking at this, and we want to try and get this point, the point where it is a minimum. So what we will be doing is differentiating this formula and equating it to 0. All right? So let's rewrite this formula. Plus 6x plus 480. And now a prime equals negative 3,456 times x to the power of negative 2 plus 6. Okay? Because we multiply the coefficient by the exponent and then we subtract 1 from the exponent. So that would be negative 1 times 3,456, which would give us that. And then negative 1 minus 1, we get minus 2. Same here. Now, we can just draw a little 1 over here to help us. So 1 times 6 equals 6. And 1 minus 1 equals 0. So x to the power of 0 would be 1. So we would just be left with 6. And 480 has no variable. We can write x to the 0. Okay. So 0 times 480, and that would give us 0. So that's why I've left it blank. And then we equate this. We equate this to 0 to get a minimum. So let's get x by itself. So we start off with subtracting both sides by 6. And that would give us this. And then we divide both sides by negative 3,456. And if I plug that into my calculator, that would give us 1 over 576. Okay. And then we raise both sides to the power of a half, negative a half, because negative 2 times negative a half would give us 1. Okay. So let's do this. X to the power of negative a half to negative 2, raised to the power of negative a half equals over 576 raised to the power of negative 0.5. Then we will be left with x equals 24. And that is our final answer. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.